Alright guys, I did not go live today, as you probably already know. For me, in there anyway. I hit a stride, and when I hit a stride, I don't like stopping. And I'm not used to going live yet, so we didn't go live. But we're live now. We're just wrapping up for the day. Told myself I'd go live every day for a month as a test, so that's what we're doing. We're just gonna hang out. We're gonna chat about the day. If anybody jumps on here, I'm curious to know how these lives even work. But yeah, so we got a lot of paperwork to do. We got Expo coming up right away as well. In 2 weeks. If you guys, if this is the first time you're hearing about the AOA Expo, it's an event that we put on every year. We've been putting it on every year for the past 4 years. This will be our fourth year putting it on. Next year will actually be our 5th year anniversary for the AOA Expo, so that's pretty cool. But it's crunch time. We got to get a camper. We got one camper shipping on Wednesday. We got another camper probably installing that week. And then it's like really go time on the full pop, because we are launching a full pop camper. Something that we've been asked for a lot, like something we get asked for, I don't know, more than anything, and it's about time that we just kind of put it out there. We got capabilities, so we might as well build it. And that one's going to actually be for one of our longtime YouTube subscribers, Cameron. So it's going to be super sweet. Jason, man, how are you guys doing? I haven't seen you guys for a while. I'm hoping to see you guys in a couple weeks here. Yeah, I hope you guys are doing well. I have, you know what, Jason, I have a whole bunch of footage from your video that I intentionally, like, I will be editing for like a small wedding video for you guys, from all that content that we took of your wedding. So just so you know, I haven't completely forgot about you in any way. I've just been absolutely swamped, and every time I get to something else comes up. So I do apologize, but you'll be getting it soon. But it's Thursday night, and we're probably got like 2 hours of paperwork to do. And instead, what I'm going to do is go through inventory and some lists, do some design, and then we'll jump into the inquiries, camper inquiries that I have not gotten to in way too long. You guys see, we got a new cat shop, a new shop cat, cat shop. We have a new shop cat. Sean McDonald, I promised myself I'm going to make it to the next expo. Sean, you better promise you make it to the next expo. And by the way, also thank you for the comment about Zeus. The fact that you have Zeus's twin is freaking adorable. I love it. I request Instagram photos of him or her. Yeah, Kelpies. Kelpies are the coolest breed, I think. They're just so damn smart. What's going on, Paul? I know what you guys are up to. What are you guys up to tonight? I mean, it's Thursday, so it's ladies' night, and I'm pretty sure it's all guys in here. So we got a sausage party going on. That's just fun. This one's for the boys, I guess. What's everybody got going on for the May long weekend, or September May long weekend? I wish it was spring. What do you guys got going on for the fall long weekend, September long weekend? I know Sean's not coming to Expo for some reason. Just kidding, buddy. Just guilt tripping people. Oh man, Sean, you'll love it. You'll love Expo. It's the most intimate type of event like it, and it's just a really, really good time. Everyone's just out there to have a good time. I'm doing good, Paul. How are you, man? I'm doing okay. I'm tired, a little burnt out, I'm still a little sad, but I'm on the right side of the dirt, and I'm a tenacious bastard, so it's onwards and upwards until I physically can't. You know what I mean? We got really far today, guys. Thankfully, because since I didn't go live, like I said, I did hit a stride today in the shop, and we made some mad progress. Tomorrow we will be finished 2 of the 3 units we have on the floor. Oh, how am I going to move this thing? We're going to finish 2 of the 3 units on the floor. And I just posted an Instagram post for the Tacoma unit that we have coming up. That one's going to be special. Something that I've been asked for a lot is a full pop, like camper. Instead of a wedge style camper, doing a full pop. So we are doing a full pop right now. It's in the process of being built. It's for Cameron. If you guys are a part of our YouTube group here, his name's Rusty Olive. He's the guy that purchased it. He's been a long-time subscriber. As a matter of fact, I think 3 years ago, when I was a year into my business, he had said something like, you know, when I save the money, I'm going to buy a Yucca pack. And this summer, he messaged me. He's like, hey man, listen, like, I saved the money. Me and Sarah are ready to go. Like, let's build a Yucca pack. But I want I want the pop-up, like the full pop-up instead of the wedge. And I said, yeah, we can do that. Let's make that happen. So pretty sweet. If it ever gets to the point where Jay's channel or my channel or even the Expo channel, if you guys don't know this, the Alberta Outdoor Adventure Expo has their own YouTube channel right now. And if it gets to the point where either of those channels starts getting hard to manage, we'll probably end up putting in some moderators. And I think Cameron would make a really good moderator as well. So yeah, we're just going to do a little bit of design work and answer some questions, hang out on live for a little bit. And once I've got this design semi-finished, I don't know what it is about watching gameplay, like video games, but like I'll watch someone play video games on YouTube while I design, and I'll play music in the background as well. I am like probably the most ADHD person ever, which I'm pretty sure every streamer thinks that. So, ever thought of making your own off-road trailer? You know what, Sean? No word of a lie. I owned every part I needed to make a Mission Overland trailer. I literally had all the parts. I had the frame, I had the walls, I had the kitchen, I had the stove, I've got the sink, I've got the max fan, I've got everything. I had everything, and I wanted a boat, like I wanted a fishing boat. So I ended up buying a fishing boat instead. I actually traded the trailer, the project trailer, for a fishing boat. I'll show you what I'm designing here in about like 5 minutes though. And yes, ever thought of making your own off-road trailer? Yes. I'm actually going to be making one for a friend. It's going to be a side project. Not like a sleep-in. It's going to be more of a utility. Pretty basic. But yeah, the off-road trailer market is also extremely saturated. In Canada, the off-road camper, like truck camper market, isn't as saturated. Right now, our main competitors is Alucab through Capit. And I'm starting to see that Spencer and his team over at Super Pacific are starting to make a push into Canada as well, which is cool. I've also seen a couple of the new Tune campers. And just from a design standpoint, like I really appreciate their design. I think the Tune M1 is probably one of the coolest campers I've seen out there. And then there's also a new player in the game who is making a camper, but it's like a full height. It's like a full top camper that doesn't have a pop-up. So it looks very tall on the back of your pickup truck. It doesn't have that, man, you guys need to change your volumes. It doesn't have the streamlined low profileness that you would expect from something like a Yucca Pack or a Super Pacific, which isn't a bad thing, but it's just not my style. So, but it's very cool. It's very, very interesting concept, and I would probably do something similar to it. Can I do that? So, L-Man, look up Delta Run R34. If it's an R34, like Skyline, I'll probably love it. And I'll definitely check it out. I'm just kind of I'm in a black hole of focus right now. Oh no, it's gonna log me out. I better save design. I like the Patriot campers. Yeah, Patriot campers are nifty. Australian company. I think are they? No, they're an American company. But they make a camper similar to the Turtleback, I think, which are super cool, and they're really really well known. Like they're who is it that uses them? I think they're used by X Overland. I think they got a deal with Patriot campers. It looks pretty good. But they're also I think they're a fold-out hybrid. Like they're a hybrid fold-out camper as well, I think. Lots of parts that go into a camper. The bigger you make it, the more complex it gets, and the more important your framing and your axles are and all that jazz. When I left Mission, we had started developing their new. They just launched it last year finally. But they had just launched their the Mission Overland Approach, and the Approach is a full-size single axle off-road trailer that's more like a 20-foot, and it's dope. If I were to go with a pull-behind off-road trailer, that's probably what I would go. The problem with trailers versus campers, obviously, is that you are so limited as to where you can go, whereas with a camper like ours. Or like anything like ours, you're limited by the size of by the footprint of your truck. What's going on, funny kid? I'm doing all right, buddy. I'm doing all right. We're jumping on live here to finish the day off because I didn't get on here around afternoon because I was so busy in the shop getting stuff done. Lyndon, what's up, buddy? It's good to see you, man. Actually, Lyndon, you should tell me, since you're here, I'm just on group chat right now with Expo. What are your plans for Expo? Are you going to be coming up the day of, or are you going to be coming up with us a couple of days before? Like, what's your work schedule like? Just out of curiosity. Sean, I'll show you, kind of show you what I'm working on here. This is, let's turn this camera around. So this is a trailer design that I'm building for a friend of mine. As you can see, it's super basic, right? It's just a tube frame trailer. But the neat thing about this thing is that it's 100% airtight. So right now with the axles, it looks a little funky because the axles are super far back, and that might seem counterintuitive, but the idea here is that with the entire unit being airtight, it's going to be floatable. So you'll be able to do water crossings, and this thing's not going to be an anchor. It's just going to kind of float behind you. And then the axle being far back, it'll add more drag when the trailer is in deep water. And that way it's not going to it's not going to get so buoyant that it wants to flip. And then we're going to have a box spare tire on the front here. And if I can, we'll have a slide out fridge coming out of here. And then this whole back end here is going to be a giant tray. So there's going to be a whole tray that pulls out of here. And then there's going to be a roof rack. These slats here are going to be the roof rack going across. So that's something that we're working on now. And then I've also got, man, it's too much of my face for me. I've also got some other cool stuff on here as well that we are working on, which will be, we're going to change our bed pans a little bit and go for an extruded base. And that's basically just going to give us a crap ton more weight reductions. And then we can go back to an extruded tub for the tent base. And then next year, the goal is, there's a camper manufacturer called Hiatus that I really, really like. I super appreciate their design. I think they were so early to the pitch with a hard top pop-up. that now that's going to be the big push, especially being in Canada. I've had a lot of customers that are like, yo, man, Adventure Dog or built-in boat conversion. You know what? It would be sweet. You know what? It would be sweet to have, like, you know those, you pull a cord, the inflatable rafts? It would be sweet to have like canisters on the side of a trailer that, and then like a trolling board outboard that does that, where you just back the overland trailer up into the water, push a button, and you get pontoons, and then that'd be dope. I like that. Sean McDonald, solid axle? No, it's gonna be independent torsion. I don't know if I'm gonna go Roadmaster yet or Timbren. I like Timbren. I'm used to Timbren. The Timbren's a super design. It's a really simple design, and their customer service is super good. So I recently also had, you know, when you're a YouTuber, you get a whole bunch of, you get, like, I don't even think you have to be a popular YouTuber, but you get a whole bunch of these Chinese companies reach out to you and be like, hey, like, we want to, you know, we do these products. Do you want to do some products review for us? And normally I don't do those things. I don't do product reviews, but lately, just with the amount of customer inquiries that we've been getting, I've been getting a lot of questions about power banks, like power systems, like the Blue Eddies and stuff like that. And the price point on those guys is, I know they're completely capable, but they are insane. And using them as a standalone power management system within a camper, I think is a cool idea. And it would also allow us to not do as much wiring. So if I could find a company like Blue Eddy or Jackery, even, I'm not sold on Jackery yet. Jackery feels a little, I don't know. But if I could have a standalone system running off of a Blue Eddy or a Goal Zero or something like that, and then just have that in the cabinet and have everything run off that, I think that would be sick. And it would also let us do a lot less wiring. I shouldn't say much less wiring, but it would also be modular. And I like the idea of it being modular. Sean McDonald, what about Curtis? I mentioned you're going to test it. Yeah, dude, I'm telling you, man, I think it would be cool if I had one day when I've got more time and I'm not responsible to be in the business day-to-day operations kind of stuff. I would love just to have a shop about the size that I have now with just parts and parts where I can just tinker, right? Just tinker. Sean, you're asking, what about Curtis or Red Arc? Red Arc is a great system. I got nothing against Red Arc. I've got a customer right now that I'm building a 1500 chef camper for, who's going to be doing a Red Arc Manager 30, I think, and then a whole bunch of other Red Arc systems in it. Love Red Arc. I got nothing bad to say about them. Nothing. Yeah. Price point is like, if I were to have to find a criticism against Red Arc, it would be that they're very expensive, but only if you're going for like a full management system. If you go with like a base management system, which is more or less what a Yucapac comes with, where, you know, you're talking 12 amp hours, plus 100 to 200 watts of solar, and an AC to DC charging and solar charging. If you're looking for, if you want just that system, I think through Red Arc, something like that will cost you about, like, plus the labor, close to $5,000, which seems like a lot, but it's really not. You can go as high as like $30,000 to $40,000 with Red Arc. It's not hard. EcoFlow is how you run your entire setup. Yeah, I like EcoFlow. My friend Rennie runs a company called Off Grid Trek. He does these massive solar blankets. He'll actually be at Expo this year. He's going to do a class on solar, but he swears by EcoFlow as well. I've also got a buddy who's doing van life right now in Lacombe. He's been doing it since this last winter. We did a gas S-bar heater install for him last winter. He's also running the EcoFlow. He's got like the EcoFlow, the two giant ones, plus like 6 or 7 like external batteries. He's got, like, he could run a full, it's nuts what he's got. So EcoFlow is also good. Yeah. That's a good call. Sean, do I find the Yucapac's top heavy? No. Because the weight of the vehicle is so damn heavy, especially if you've got like a gear loadout inside the box. At most, the top of the truck only has another 150 pounds on it. So it would be as top heavy as it would be if your buddy was sitting on the top of your Prinsu roof rack, right? Um, that being said, you do got to be a little bit more aware of your angles. Like I think rollover point, your ROPS point for almost any 4x4 vehicle is about 30 to 40 degrees. And that's a side angle. You can usually get past that a little bit on any vehicle. If you have a camper of any kind, no, it's true 30. Really gotta watch your pitch and your roll. Um, Even with a rooftop tent, like it's just you will feel it up there, but your rollover point's not going to be any much lower than it would be without it. That being said, if you like, we also have a customer who, God bless his soul, his Yucca pack is loaded full tilt at all times. Like he's got Pelican boxes, chainsaws, water tanks, you name it. He's probably got 300 or 400 pounds of gear on top, and he has no problem. He lifts his top just fine. He doesn't have any rollover concerns. His suspension takes a little bit of a beating. Because the Yucca pack itself is 400 and something, 400 on a long box, it's about 460 pounds. So we're definitely not the lightest, but we're the most rugged, like for sure. One thing that I can say for sure is that we're the toughest and the strongest. And the only reason I can say that is the geometry and the material thickness. Everybody else builds things out of 16th inch material thickness, so they're more like tin. It feels more like tin, whereas the Yucca pack feels like metal. The one thing we always get is when people look at them and then they hear how much they weigh, everybody's always like, "Oh wow, that's nothing." And I'm like, "Yeah, it's all aluminum. It's all aluminum. It's 1/8 of an inch thick. Compound bends everywhere. The geometry is nuts." The only thing that kind of hurts us a little bit is that we're not as sexy because we don't taper our sides, so we're not like the surfer dude style. But with the right pickup, man, I think the Frontier, the Colorado, the Jeep Gladiator especially, are probably the best profiles in the quarter ton market for the Yucca pack. And then the F-150 looks smashing with a Yucca pack on it. The Dodge Ram looks great too, and the Tundra. For half tons, those are the big ones. Once you start going to like the 8-foot, the 7-foot truck beds and stuff like that, the geometry looks a little weird. And because we have to have standard parts, like for some of our parts, like the side doors, the top, the bed, in order to make these things economical so that our business can actually earn money off of them, we have to standardize some parts. Otherwise, everything is just like a basic, like a custom unit. So the doors look a little smaller on the big units, but that gives you more wall space so you can mount stuff. So it's like you're constantly trading off, right? With a bigger truck, you have less access to the side doors, but you have more wall space. So you can mount traction boards on the side of the wall. You can mount propane tank bottles on the side of the walls. Whereas with the smaller trucks, like my Yucca pack camper, your door takes up most of the camper, so you don't have a ton of wall space. You always get the wall space in the cabinet, so you always get 12 inches. But I mean that rarely goes far enough. And you can mount things to the doors if you beef up your gas shocks. But more or less, it's going to be a trade-off for what you want. That's why the Yucca pack isn't for everybody. And we also do like the Panda camper now too, which is like the Chinese version of an ultralight camper. And that's just more or less for those that are just buying purely on price point. So yeah, is the Yucca pack top heavy? No more or less than any other camper. Much less than a sliding camper. No more or less than anyone else, because we have a full one-piece aluminum lid. Like that's the one thing. It's there's no seams in it. So it's not a honeycomb board. It's not going to let any light in. It's a solid piece kit. Lyndon, LOL, sorry, I'm sim racing. Yes, I'll be coming up with you guys. I'm off Wednesday to Wednesday. Okay, cool. Yeah, okay. We're gonna leave here. Well, it's gonna be touch and go right now. The truck's got a suspension out right now. I'll actually show you guys what we're dealing with. I'll show you guys where we got to today. All right, this is our full pop. This is the camper that's gonna get the full lid coming up, not the wedge style. All we gotta do is hang this rear door and this puppy's done. So that's our Chevy Colorado. This is Honda Ridgeline, same thing. We gotta put the rear door on and I gotta put the table in it, do a little bit of wiring, and we're good. But this is what we gotta do before Expo. So what's happened is if you guys look right here, I've got a cracked coil bucket. And it's actually cracked in the same spot on both sides. And so what I need to do is finish all of those campers, start all of these campers, finish, put the suspension back in the Frontier, get the Frontier up to Jess at Tri-Shine Detailing in Edmonton before the show. Oh, I love whiskey. That's water, but I'm just saying I like whiskey. But yeah, another crack in the coil bucket there. So the goal is to get this thing fixed up to Edmonton at Tri-Shine, get some tires on it, get some tires on the van because the van needs tires badly, get these guys wrapped up. This guy ships Wednesday. This guy probably installs that week. This guy installs after Expo. I'm hoping to have that done for Expo so I can bring it up. Yeah, and then clean the shop, get it organized. And when we come back, we're going to be closing the shop for most of September. The main reason being that we have found a Canadian contract manufacturer who will essentially be able to help us bring our lead times from like 3.5 months down to like a month, which is nuts. And super awesome. So they're essentially going to be building the Yucapac as a base model for us without canvas, without all the accessories on it. And then we'll ship them here, we'll finish them, and then ship them out to their forever homes or install them, whichever comes first. I also like whiskey. You don't need to sleep before the Expo, you'll get her done. Hey man, I'm not doing bad. I mean, it's yeah, we're not doing bad. I think we'll make it. I'll probably just drink a bunch of coffee and yeah, just do it that way because I don't know what else I can do. It's a one-man show here. Every Yucapac that you guys see out there is built by me, and it's summers are chaos. So I think it'll work though. I think it'll work. Yeah, adventure dog overland. I'm assuming that's Ryan. Pretty sure it is. Ryan, I'm building your camper. If that's you, just so you know, your camper is it's in queue. It was one of those campers that was along the wall. So I'm gonna build it, and if you're ready for it when it's done, cool. If not, it's going up for sale, baby. It's cool though. It's gonna be a cool looking unit. I'm excited for it. I like the F-150. And it's me! I knew it was you. I figured it was you. How's Barrett doing? I haven't been sleeping well because Zeus is gone, and it feels weird that he's not around, to be honest. I used to have him. He used to sit right behind me, right there. You guys can actually see all these blood marks on the floor. I have not washed the floor yet. All those little drips of blood. That was from Zeus. Zeus leaking from his penis. He was a good dog, man. He was such a good dog. J. Raymond Dion. I know that guy. You'll get her done. Well, listen, Dad, I gotta get it done. It's like there's no option. I don't know what to say. It's if it means 3 or 4 days no sleep, then that's literally what it means. And Sean says time heals all. Time does heal all, and to be honest, I did a lot of preparation leading up to Zeus's passing. I had a lot of conversations with him, just in bed, laying down, just kind of being like, hey, by the way, you and I both know that we're kind of coming to the end here. And so one thing I was trying to avoid was unnecessary suffering. The doctors were telling me, like, well, listen, you've already got there. You've already gotten to unnecessarily suffering. Your dad. Like, I'm alpha dog. and he's not going to show weakness around you. So once it got to the point where he was showing weakness around me and not afraid to tell me that he was hurting, it was game over. I knew it. I knew it, and I knew it was right. It was time. So we took him in. We had last hour together. The 20 or 30 minutes before his time to go was really, really rough, because he went in good spirits, and when they put the IV in him and brought him out, he like legit started to cry. I think he knew what was up. I think animals have that sense. I think they know when it's time or when they're about to die. And so, yeah, it was rough. Zeus was a great dog. Yeah, super tough dogs. Abso-freaking-lutely, man. Working dogs, and Zeus came from a working family too. Like, he came from a full-blooded working family. He was the first generation of his family that didn't live on a farm. I mean, he lived in the backcountry of the mountains and was walking through creeks and up mountains and down cliffs. So I don't know if it was any less of a rugged life for him, but he sure did appreciate it, I think. So the truck's gonna feel a little empty for a while. I got his collar sitting up in the window, so it's his truck after all still. Yeah, so that's kind of what we got going on here tonight, guys. We're trying to get designs. We're gonna go through inquiries. I feel really, really bad for people that are inquiring right now because I don't get to people on time. Like, I've got inquiries from Denise, Brittany, Chris, TJ, Tyler, Mike, Eric, Lloyd, Abigail, Sarah, Jessica, Jared. Like, I'll get to you guys, I promise. I'll send all these emails out tonight. And for those of you who've purchased a camper in the last 15 days, if any of you guys are on here watching or watch this after the fact, if you guys are looking for updates, just shoot me a text or reach out on Instagram, and I'll send you guys pictures as the build progresses go. Kim and Mike, your units are going to be hitting the floor with the other two that are in there already. So October 1st, boom, we're hitting the floor. We're going to have them done. But September is really going to be about getting our shop dialed in. We had to move twice this year during our most busy time. So we're going to take the time to focus on product improvements that we need to do. We've had some issues with side doors not sitting perfectly in their seals, which is caught like when vehicles are driving in the rain. And it seems to be exclusively during transport and exclusively in deluge style rain, like really, really harsh weather conditions. People are getting some drips and drops coming in through their side doors. So I have to figure out where that is. I think I nailed it on these designs here. We took a return lip off the camper, replaced it with a better, what they call a closing seal, which is basically a piece of seal that's got two flanges that come up on it. And when an edge pushes against it, the flanges close against the seal. And so that gives you a seal here, here, and here, 3 points of sealing. Whereas a face on a bulb seal really just has one. So I think we got that nailed down. I'm pretty confident that's going to work now. And it also looks a little bit better. We don't have clearance issues. So that's pretty cool. That's the main thing that we've been struggling with. And the last thing that we've been struggling with, which we're hoping is going to be fixed with Lisa. Is the stupid lips on the tailgates of pickup trucks. Most manufacturers of campers of our kind will actually seal to the outside edge of the tailgate, like a traditional truck cap would. We don't do that. Our geometry is a little different, so we can't make like a piece that comes out and wraps around. So those are the two things that we're dealing with right now. But all things being equal, I think we're on the right track. We're doing okay. But it's been very, very, very busy. Very busy. Who else we got in here? Did I answer everybody's questions? You guys have any questions before I go? I'm probably going to wrap this up in about 10 minutes. Jason, are you left already? Paul. Yeah. Oh, did you guys know we're legit giving away a rooftop tent this year at Expo? If you didn't know that, you do now. It's gonna be sick. Hello. Really? Just say hi to the internet. Say hi, internet. Come on. You gotta go up. Get off my leg. Go away. I don't want to snuggle. Don't lie there. Keep going. Move. Move. Go that way. Move. Go that way. Yeah. There you go. You got it. Good job. Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty much gonna do it, guys. Last call for comments here. You guys have any questions? Shoot them out there. It's good seeing you guys all today. It was super awesome. Super top. Is Jason going to be there at Expo? Yeah, well, Jason better be at Expo. Otherwise we're gonna have a chat with him because it's his business too. So he better be there, right? Courtney and I can't carry it alone without Jason and Joy. That's for darn sure. Can't wait for the Expo. Favorite event of the year. Looking forward to seeing you guys. Yeah, me too, buddy. It's always a blur for us, obviously, when we're running it. But with the amount of volunteers we have this year, and also the fact that it's like this year's super like education rich. Like I don't know if you guys seen the schedule yet, but like when it comes to classes, like we got a crap ton of awesome classes that we're doing this year. So for people coming who really are coming for like the skills training, they're epic this year, and they're being hosted by really, really competent people. So yeah, really stoked on the classes. And then we've also got like our fireside chats. Typically what we'll do is we'll bring in, one or two special guests for our fireside chats. This year, the plan was actually to have Joe Robinette come out. Joe and I have been talking back and forth throughout the year, and we had everything nailed down with Joe. We had sent him a contract and everything like that, and then unfortunately he had a very bad accident on his motorbike, a very bad accident. So I'm wishing him all the best in his journey to heal, because it's going to be a while. But yeah, he hurt himself pretty bad this September. If you guys don't know who Joe Robinette is, you haven't been on YouTube very long, because he's got like 1.5 million subscribers. He's one of the OG bushcraft YouTube creators, and he started as just a guy who never bushcraft and wanted to go out and try it and put it on YouTube. So, but yeah, we usually bring out folks like that. We got Terry Grant, Man Tracker, coming back out. I think he's coming out just for the event. He's a cool guy. He's come to almost every single one of our events, and we brought him out for the first couple events as a special guest, and he just had such a good time that he just wants to keep coming back. So Terry Grant, Man Tracker, will be there. You'll be able to take a picture with him if you want, and say hi. But our fireside chats, we're actually going to do a fireside chat ourselves, I think, for one of the nights, just the Expo team talking about the journey. And I think, Sean, Cappy is doing his own class on his trip he's taking right now. So I think he's doing that. Echoman 2005, we're really looking forward to the Expo as well. Weekend schedule looks amazing. It does, man. You know what? I got to give a shout out to Courtney and Joy, because year 1 and 2, the scheduling, what was really like putting it together and organizing it was me. And Courtney and Joy in the last 2 to 3 years have just taken that and run with it. They're an absolutely phenomenal team. Expo would not be what it is without all three of those people on our side. It's fantastic. It's gonna be a good year. We're probably expecting similar numbers to what you guys have seen normally. We've dumped a lot of money into marketing this year, so there's potential that it might really just blow up. And if it does, I mean, heck, that's awesome. We're prepared for it. So let's hope we see that. But if not, and we just continue to grow normally as we have since day one, then that's just what we'll be. We'll be that grassroots, homegrown kind of show. So it'd be super cool. Oh, there's like 6 of you guys in here right now. Let's do a roll call. Who's all here? Yeah, I think. Oh, why'd that comment just go away? Yeah, Dylan. I don't know why that thing got deleted, but Dylan was asking about where it is. So the expo's up at the Medicine Lodge Rodeo Grounds. It happens every year. This year we're also doing some donations for like Jasper Wildfire, and we actually have fishing rods. So we'll actually have tackle and fishing rods from Len Thompson this year for the fishing ponds as well. So lots to do, buddy. I'll be chipping in for one of the night giveaways. Always want to support you guys at the expo. Thanks, buddy. Appreciate it. We'll do our rounds too. We're gonna have little slips for everybody that wants to contribute to our giveaways. Giveaways are always so awesome. We give away everything from like swag to winches to chainsaws to tents, like rooftop tents. We're giving one of those away this year, so it's gonna be dope. We got Sean, we got Dad, we got Ryan, Lyndon. You know what the funny thing is I meet you guys. I mean, everybody that's in here is friend group, really. But I meet people all the time from YouTube. Actually, it's how I met Lyndon. Lyndon, which is, if you guys are looking at the comments, is Lyndon Sorry, buddy. He saw my truck parked at the Blindman River once. He just walked down and was like, "Hey man, I follow you on YouTube. I just wanted to say hi." And I was like, "Cool. It's really cool when I meet you guys in person, because it's a small province and I'm a small town guy. It's really cool. We had a guy next door actually come over. We work right beside Spider Controls, which is like a fancy tech company that builds like touch screen displays and all the hardware that goes into those for like Nautilus boats and like high end stuff. And his son came over the other day and was looking at a Yucapac, and he was like, "Are you on YouTube?" And I was like, "Yeah." And he goes, "I think I've seen your stuff." And I was like, "Oh, weird." I don't realize just how big of a reach the channel has sometimes, because it's such a small audience. Like we've got, I think last time I checked was like 2,500 or 2,500 subscribers, which by no means is a big YouTube channel. But if there was 2,500 people sitting outside your door, super interested in what you were doing, you'd feel super grateful. And I do. It's super cool to hang out with you guys all the time. But we're now going on 45 minutes, and there's still probably at least that amount of work to do on the computer tonight. And then I'm still waiting for Sika to set outside in the shop. Once it's set, I can put on a few more pieces. I want to get that done tonight. So I probably won't get out of here till 11:30 midnight, and then back in here for 6, which usually means like 8:30, 9. Let's be honest, because I'm a mess without my beauty sleep. But that's kind of the plan. We're gonna get her done. Lots to do. Tomorrow's gonna be a big day. I'm gonna try and go live tomorrow as a Friday just to finish off the week, like I normally do. It'll be a short one, probably 30 to 45 minutes, sometime in the afternoon, and then I'll bust my ass all weekend and just get it done. Might as well. I can't sleep in the Yucapac right now, Ryan. The front is on jack stands, and I'm paranoid that if I get up there and my fat ass moves around too much, it's going to slip off the jack stands onto my beautiful, fully flat concrete floor. And I don't want to do that. I don't want to screw around. Don't want to muck about, as they say, across the pond. But I will probably be bringing the van into the shop here, and sometime this winter, I'll probably just live out of that, because paying rent in 2 places is not my idea of a good time. So that's gonna do it, guys. Thanks for joining me. There's like 8 of you in here right now, so that was super cool. If you guys have any questions, put them down in the comments. If you guys want to learn more, www.aoaexpo.com. If you guys want to know more about the Yucapac camper, it's www.blindmanoverland.com. If you guys want to join my spicy content for my OnlyFans account, sucks to be you, I don't have one. And that's gonna do it. Thanks, guys. For those of you that I don't talk to from now until the next 2 weeks, I'll see you guys at Expo. Have a good night, guys.